Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us. Check out IWC, RWA, and more. And listeners like you, support this show at Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Hungry as fuck, but I ain't starving yet. Chain for the pain, cocktail dollar set. Never said I was a gangster or thug, but I'm an animal. Eating for the taste of the blood.
We found ourselves a familiar face over here in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good. And you are Nick?
I'm Nick Lendl. I'm the ring announcer tonight for Welterweight 3. IWC, Premiere here in Cleveland, a bunch of other places.
You do this. I see you everywhere, I feel like. You just keep popping up everywhere doing more and more shows.
Yeah, mostly in Pittsburgh, Cleveland. I've been working with Ring of Honor more. I was in New Orleans for WrestleMania weekend, and then we did a loop Pittsburgh and Columbus last week. So, yeah, getting around more. Excited for Welterweight 3 on iPay-per-view. It's a big deal. Everyone's excited.
I like how nonchalant you were about, I was just down in New Orleans, WrestleMania and stuff.
Yeah. Like you said, I'm doing a lot. I like doing, as much as I can do. The more I can do is better, obviously. Does get a little hectic, but I'm just having fun. Everything's the same to me. It all just blends together.
What makes the welterweight show different from the other shows you've been doing lately?
Well, obviously, the biggest thing that stands out from the welterweight shows are everybody here is under 185 pounds, which is a big deal. Obviously, in the last few years, WWE has revamped their cruiserweight division, which is wrestlers under 205 pounds. But a lot of the times when you watch Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, even Ring of Honor, a lot of their guys are, not that much bigger than the cruiserweights. I don't want to give anything away here, but Seth Rollins, who's a main eventer on Monday Night Raw every week, is 217 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Finn Balor, I don't even think is 200 pounds. And if you watch Raw now, the ring announcer doesn't even announce his weight. They just say where he's from, and that's it. Because, if I'm not watching wrestling, I don't know anything about wrestling, and I turn on Monday Night Raw, and a guy like Finn Balor is in the ring against someone like Tony Nese, who's in the cruiserweight division, who is, I don't want to, say anything negative, is considered a little lower level than a Seth Rollins position or a Finn Balor position. No disrespect to anybody. But if I turn on a show not knowing anything about wrestling and I see Tony Nese one-on-one with Finn Balor or Seth Rollins, I'm thinking, wow, this is pretty even. They're about the same size. But if you're a wrestling fan, Tony Nese or whoever comes through the curtain, you're thinking, Seth Rollins is going to destroy him, So it's nice to have almost, you have the 230, 50-pound guys, and then you go down one step below for the cruiserweights, and it's even cooler now because these are the younger, I don't want to say younger, some of them are younger, even smaller than that, one level down from that, because a lot of the guys, 160 pounds, 150 pounds, I think Nate Wings is the smallest guy we have here tonight. He weighed in at 136 pounds.
Oh, wow.
For someone like that, to be taken seriously 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, it just would not happen. So with the resurgence of 205 Live and this revamped cruiserweight division, the welterweights are, I don't want to say in line with that. It's something different because some of these guys are even smaller than the guys in 205 Live. It's the smallest first welterweight division I've heard of or I know of.
You get to see that obviously the ring action is much different. It's more in the air. It's more fast paced. Because I think when you have a lot of the big guys,
absolutely,
it's a much slower pace, and these are just like bam, bam the whole time.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with the way the cruiserweight started in the 90s, 1996, 95ish. You saw Rey Mysterio come in, and obviously Rey Mysterio is smaller than 90% of the people he's facing, probably more than that. So if you see a guy like Kevin Nash, who's a big power guy, Rey Mysterio can't do those moves. So you need something to stand out. So I think that's where it started with the fast pace and the moves off the top rope and out of the ring. And a lot of guys take to that style because they feel the same way. I'm smaller, so I need to bring something else to the table. But you'll see tonight, a lot of these guys don't feel that way. And they don't, just because I'm 150 pounds doesn't mean that I have to do 3 flips off the top rope. And, I can wear you down with a submission move just like a 300-pounder. So it's a huge, wide variety of different characters and different athletic styles that will all mesh together. It's going to be an awesome show. The first 2 have been awesome, so excited for the third.
I'm excited to see this because I've never seen this live. To see this kind of weight class go up against each other and just kind of see a little bit crazier things they can do with their bodies, and it just, even like you said, that not having to do like 20 flips, but at the same time, you know, you can do a little bit more when you're a little bit lighter weight.
Yeah, you can throw your body around more.
Yeah. And maybe you won't feel as bad the next day. Maybe you feel worse. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably worse.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times those high risk moves don't pay off. We got to move, so the impact's on you.
So how long have you been announcing, if you don't mind me asking?
Just a little over 2 years. I started in 2016. Rural Valley in February of 2016 was my first wrestling show I ever announced.
I was expecting you to say like decades, just
No,
because
no.
you're just the professionalism and
Yeah.
well.
Well, I always wanted to be, you know, a wrestling announcer. Went to college and didn't really know a way in. And I saw online that WWE was having, the first ever tour of their performance center. You would pay and you would go to visit the performance center, and obviously it was for fans. But me, thinking selfishly, I thought, you know what, if I can go in there and just maybe talk to somebody or So it turned out that a lot of people that were there got to do things. So, they had one guy hold up the belt for a championship match, and they had one guy as the bell ringer, and everything. So I asked if I could ring announce, So to me, that was it. Doing that was it, because I was in a WWE ring. I got to do it. And following that, I started getting, tweets from people that had, saw the footage or whatever. And then I got in contact with IWC, started working IWC, and from there started doing boxing shows, branched off. I worked at the Monster Factory for a little bit. Then I had a tryout with Ring of Honor this past July, and I've been working with them pretty consistently, as well as these shows in Cleveland every month with Welterweight and Premier.
That's very cool. Like I said, it's in your professionalism, you're very good at this. Like you would think this is like second nature for you, and like you've been doing this forever. Thank you so much, Nick, for chatting with us.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you guys.
Can we find you online?
Yeah, search for me on Facebook. I don't do the Instagram thing. Twitter, just at Nick Lendl. Just my name. It's too much. Instagram, all that stuff. So I do Facebook. I do Twitter. Other than that, I stay pretty low key. Other than that, because it's a lot. Every weekend you're somewhere else. It's a lot to keep up with. Actually, now as soon as this interview's over, I have to tweet out a promotion for this event. So I haven't done that yet. So I'm sure Dabrowski will get on me for that. So.
I'll be after you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.